wonder murmur where whispers weave the heart.
Hello, little hearts. A new whisper begins. In a sun-drenched meadow where dandelions danced in the breeze and wildflowers painted the hills in every color, lived a grasshopper named Leo. His violin, as green as the blades of grass he leapt from, was his constant companion. He was a creature of pure, unbridled joy, and he lived to sing, dance, and play his music for anyone who would listen. What a magnificent day! He chirped, bowing his violin and leaping from a sun-warmed stone. The world is a symphony just waiting for a song. As he played, a small, determined ant named Anya scurried past, a plump kernel of corn held tightly in her jaws. She was so focused on her task that she didn't even glance at Leo. "Hello there, my friend," Leo called out, his song trailing off. "Don't you ever tire of all this work?" Anya stopped, her 6 legs still in a blur of motion. She looked up at Leo, her brow furrowed with a seriousness that seemed a century old. "Tire of it? This is what we do. The winter will be here soon, and we must prepare." Leo threw his head back and laughed, a sound as carefree as the wind. "Winter, my dear Anya, how can you think of winter on a day like this? Look at the sun, feel the warmth. Life is a gift to be enjoyed now." He struck a grand pose, his violin held high. "Come join me, we'll sing a song about the sun." Anya shook her head, a sigh in her tiny voice. "There is no time for singing. The days are long now, but they will not last. We must gather every single grain and seed we can find. You should be doing the same. Soon you'll have nothing to eat." Leo simply shrugged, a careless flutter of his green wings. "I have plenty of food right now. A juicy blade of grass here, a sweet berry there. I don't worry about tomorrow, for tomorrow will bring its own delights." Anya looked at him with a sad wisdom far beyond her size. "What will you do when the fields are covered in snow and the berries are gone? What will you do then?" "Then," Leo said with a playful grin, "I'll simply find a new tune to sing." Anya didn't argue. With a silent shake of her head, she picked up her kernel and scurried away, disappearing into the tall grass, a tiny determined dot of brown against Leo's vibrant green. Leo continued to play and sing, his music echoing through the meadow. He taught the butterflies to waltz and the beetles to tap dance. He lived as if the sun would shine forever, as if the supply of food would never run out. He was a legend of the summer, a maestro of merriment. But as the days grew shorter, a change began. The air grew crisp, and the wind, once a gentle partner, now had a sharp, biting edge. The once vibrant flowers faded, and the fields, once a feast of green, turned to a brittle, lonely brown. Leo's stomach, once full and content, began to rumble with a new, insistent emptiness. He shivered, pulling his worn coat tighter. His fingers, once nimble on the violin strings, were now stiff with cold. One morning, he woke to a silent white world. A thick blanket of snow lay over everything, a beautiful but terrifying shroud. The food was gone. The berries were gone. The music in the air was gone. Leo's heart, once so full of laughter, was now filled with a hollow fear. He was cold, he was hungry, and he was alone. He thought of Anya. He saw her face, serious and determined, and heard her words echo in his mind. What will you do when the fields are covered in snow? With a heavy heart and trembling legs, he made his way to Anya's anthill. He stumbled through the snow, each step a painful reminder of his folly. When he reached the hill, he saw a small, bustling community of ants. Their home was warm, and the air was filled with the sweet scent of stored grain. Leo saw Anya at the entrance, her antennae moving in a busy rhythm. "Anya!" he cried, his voice a hoarse whisper. "Please, Anya, I was wrong. I was so wrong. The fields are barren and I have nothing. Please, can you spare a crumb? A single seed? I'm so terribly hungry." Anya looked at him, her eyes holding no judgment, only a deep, weary understanding. "Leo," she said, her voice soft. "I saw your joy. I heard your songs all summer long, and I was glad. But our work, it was not just for us." She gestured with her head towards the anthill. "It was for our entire family. For the young ones, for the old ones. Every single kernel was a promise to them." Leo's head hung low in shame. "I understand," he whispered. "You are right. I only thought of myself. I was a fool." He shivered uncontrollably, the cold seeping into his very bones. Anya turned and, with a few quiet words, a tiny old ant emerged from the anthill. She held a single perfect seed. She placed it in Leo's trembling hand. "My songs, my dancing, it brought you no joy?" Leo asked, his voice filled with a desperate hope. Anya looked at him and smiled. It was the first time he had ever seen her smile. "Your music gave us strength," she said. "When we were tired, your songs would echo from the field and give us a reason to keep going. We hummed your tunes as we worked. We were so busy building our home for winter, we almost forgot to enjoy the beauty of summer." She then held out a warm, woven leaf. "Here. This is a gift from all of us. You reminded us to live even as we worked." Leo took the single seed and the warm leaf. The seed was small, but in his mind, it was the greatest treasure he had ever received. He understood now. True happiness wasn't just about playing and having fun. It was about being responsible, about caring for others, and about finding a balance between work and joy. He looked at the leaf, and he felt a profound warmth, not just from the leaf, but from the kindness in his heart. He walked away from the anthill, the single seed clutched in his hand. He was still hungry and cold, but he was no longer alone. He had learned a hard lesson, but he had found something far more valuable than food: the humility to ask for help and the gratitude to receive it. He was now ready to find a new kind of song to sing, a song of resilience, hope, and the quiet dignity of a soul who has finally learned to find joy in both play and purpose.
Wonder murmur, the story departs, yet the whisper imparts.